So we got a comment on the YouTube channel asking about camera flying. And what did you tell me?
You should make a vlog on it.
You should make a video about it. And this is that video. That was... Okay, roll the intro. Got this comment on the channel that I wanted to address with you guys. It says, I'm an aspiring skydiver. I'll be doing my 11th skydive this Saturday, but we'll be doing the AFF course sometime soon. Believe it or not, I was halfway through AFF course 15 years ago and quit because of a bad, scary, failed jump. Obviously, quitting the course is now my biggest regret. Well, good on you for addressing those fears and going back and confronting them. Confronting fear has been a big part of my life, and that's how I learn more about myself. That's how I learn the most about myself. Anyways, Michael says, first thing I want to do once I get my solo accreditation is to be able to jump with my GoPro. How many jumps do I need to have under my belt before I can jump with a camera? Well, Michael, I don't know where you skydive, but here in the States, the United States Parachute Association recommends that you have a C license before you jump with a camera. That's 200 skydives. You need to exercise caution when adding a camera into your jump. Everybody pretty much jumps with a GoPro. I wouldn't say everybody. I'd say a good 60% of people who can jump with a GoPro probably do. It introduces an additional snag hazard. It's this big thing on top of your helmet. If you throw your pilot chute over it, it's going to snag. It could potentially get stuck in your risers and your lines as your canopy deploys, and you should be aware of that. It also changes the way that you fly. So the reason they recommend 200 jumps is so that you have habits of action formed on the ground, in the airplane, and during the skydive before you start adding a camera into the mix. So your gear checks on the ground, your gear checks and pin check in the airplane, your altitude awareness and deploying at the correct altitude, and dealing with malfunctions in the sky. So you've got 200 jumps, you've done 200 repetitions, you got it figured out before you add the camera on top and say, hey, I'm in the plane, I did my checks. Oh yeah, throw the camera on, is my camera on? It is a recommendation. Check with your drop zone and see what they require. I've been to drop zones where they say 100 jumps is fine. I've been to drop zones where people start jumping with their cameras whenever, and I don't feel very comfortable with that. I'm much more comfortable around drop zones that follow the BSRs, the basic safety recommendations, to the letter, which they should be doing anyways in order to retain their USPA membership certification and their third-party insurance. That's a different topic altogether. So my advice is to just relax and learn how to fly your body, learn about the canopy system, learn about jump run and exit order and free fall drift and spotting, and get all that stuff down before you think about jumping with the camera. I definitely understand where you're coming from. You want to get those cool shots. Skydiving is extremely visual and super cool, and you want to share those videos with everybody. I get it. So you'll get there. Just relax, and one day you'll get there. When you add the camera in, you'll notice it changes the way that you fly a bit, and sometimes you forget about it. And now for me, I'd say, you know, it's part of my checks. I make sure I got all my gear checks in. I turn the camera on, and then I basically forget about it until I'm under canopy. I used to forget about it until I was on the ground. So I have like hours and hours of canopy flight footage under my big parachute that is pretty super boring. But that's what it is. So I hope that gives you guys some information on jumping with a camera, a GoPro, a Sony RX0, or a Yaoji, or whatever it is. There's a ton of small format cameras out there that you can check out. I am a USPA certified coach, but take any advice you get on the internet with a grain of salt. Ask your instructor, ask your safety and training advisor at the drop zone, ask somebody who's got way more jumps than I do, and take their guidance, okay? People who have 25,000 skydives, they're doing something right. They understand a lot more than I do. So seek their advice and replicate what is going to keep you safe. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope to see you back in the sky sometime soon.
2, 1, see ya! Woo!